How has Ijtema improved over the years?
Oh, well, it feels bigger, there's exhibitions, the hub, and most importantly, Hazul being there all 3 days.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think probably Ezaz summed up very well. And because the purpose of Ijtema, of course, is for spiritual enhancement and also knowledge to be enhanced over the years. That was the purpose when as a Muslim I was set up with Amlandia. So first Ijtema being separate from the main Justice Salana was 1941. So 3 years after the Khudam was set up, the first time we had Ijtema, being separate to Justice Salana. And as a Muslim, so at that time as a Muslim, I also spoke to Khudam as well and made it very clear as to what the purpose was. So I think it's the same purpose being achieved, but in much bigger scale. And of course, you talk about exhibitions, that gives you a bigger picture now, that where do we stand? So now Khuddam are more aware of what Jamaat does world over. So Ijtema has become more of a universal and a very international type thing, isn't it? You talk about IEEE, you talk about food for water for life, we also talk about humanity first, we even talk about review of religion. So it is much bigger, as Ezaz said correctly.
What guidance can you remember being given by Hazur at the Ijtema?
Oh yeah, so we're given guidance every year by Hazur as he comes every year to the Ijtema.
MashaAllah, very lucky. And I think for me, it's a very... Okay, Hazur has been given guidance, as Raza said, from the very outset. I remember the first Ijtema when Hazur became Khalifa was in 2003, 2 months after Hazur became Khalifa, was I think the end of June month. And Hazur spoke about namaz. So isn't that fascinating how the teaching of Islam always remained there after 14 centuries through Khilafat. And Hazur gave us guidance how to be able to pray regularly, and also Hazur gave us a very important message that we should not be really fast in pace while saying namaz. Every action should be done properly. And this year's theme is also salat, isn't it? So in a way it's very good. So that's a good memory of what it was. And again, even last year's address was about La ilaha illallah, Allah Ta'ala's love of the Holy Prophet ﷺ had a lot of love for Allah Ta'ala. And Hazur wanted us to also emulate that love for Allah Ta'ala. So memories are huge and they're all building as part of the history. Yeah. So how was your first experience of Ijtema with your father?
So I remember going when I was a lot younger. I got carried away with the purpose of the Ijtema and I went to the rabbits and I was playing with the rabbits.
Where was that then? Was it in Islamabad?
Yes, Islamabad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I think there's every year I come with you. But I remember my first time taking part in the academics. I was a bit nervous, but then gradually I became more confident.
So do you remember the first time? It's been a long time anyway, but...
It's been quite a long time, but I can...
So you've always been coming, isn't it, to
it?
Ijtema? Yeah, it gets easier and better every year.
Yeah. This is a very informal question. Do you have a favourite item at the bazaar? Well, I know mine, chicken burger.
Well, I remember last year they had a hub and I really enjoyed the donuts there.
Okay.
They were really nice.
Well, I hardly go to Bazaar, to be honest, and get time to go to Bazaar, but can I say something a bit cheeky here? I mean, for me, because I serve in Khudam Nemdi Finance, Mal, and therefore for me the most interesting thing is how much we have earned from it to be used in good causes.
Well, are Ijtemas important to you?
Oh yes, they are important because if you think about it, Ijtemas is very competitive. You compete against other Itfars, not only in just academics, but sports as well.
Oh yeah, Baba, how is it important to you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, everything's important about it. I mean, I think, because Ijtema is not just 1 day or 3 days. It's in fact the whole year that you're working towards it. So I think, in a way, you're always competing against each other for good deeds. Wastabiqul khairat, as the Holy Quran says. You've got to compete, vie with one another in good works. So you are competing not just at individual level, but also as group of, let's say, Qiyadat or region. They're also competing towards having Al-Mainami, that Jamaat's flag, Khudam al-Amdi's flag, which in fact is in recognition of your hard work. So in a way, this habit of competing with one another in a brotherhood, in a fashion of being still like brothers, that's a very unique feature about Ijtema. And I think, and again, most important thing, Hazur being there and giving so much of time is something which is very unique to the UK Ijtemas. Yeah. So what do you think are the benefits of attending Ijtema?
Oh, well, one of the most important is, if you think about it, brotherhood. So people come across the whole country, they all get together, and yeah.
So you enjoy meeting your friends?
Yes.
All around?
And I think it's a benefit of the Ijtema is you're actually learning new things, which is inversely proportional to when you're using gadgets or wasting time at home. Because in the Ijtema, you're actually learning new things and doing academics.
And it's good fresh air because it's in the
Yeah.
countryside.
Yeah, I think I can't improve on that answer, so yes, I go with that.
Okay, next question. What are some of your earliest Ijtema memories?
Oh yes, I have loads of memories, but Baba, it's your last year as a Khadim, so you probably have much more memories.
Yeah, it is indeed last year for me in Qudam al-Ahmadiyya, but of course being a part of Jamaat, it is only transition. So yeah, of course, great memories in Qudam al-Ahmadiyya, and Ijtema has grown significantly, and I mentioned that I remember Hazur's first address with Qudam al-Ahmadiyya. It was the Ijtema of Qudam al-Ahmadiyya and UK and Qudam al-Ahmadiyya Germany on the same day, and Hazur gave the closing address to both of the Qudam, and again I said to you it was about namaz, and the size of the marquee was much smaller. It was less than half, maybe. I can't remember exactly, but it just still feels very, very small. We still have the videos available online. And what else was it? So within Islamabad, which now seems to be a much smaller place, we had parking, we had sports, we had academics. Also going back before that, also Khalifa Rabi's times, but Khalifa Khamis's Khilafat has been now, alhamdulillah, for 15 years plus, and so we've gathered memories every year, and the memories, the fondest memory I'll take with me from Qudam al-Ahmadiyya is the nearness the Khuddam and the Tfal feel with Khilafat, because that's what really is the most beautiful thing I will miss. Maybe at personal level, that the Khadim and Tifl are having a very special relationship with Khilafat. So you guys are very lucky to have many more years in Khuddam. Make the most of it and keep yourselves so close to Khilafat that you'll have memories to tell your children in the future, inshallah.
Okay, so Papa, what are your childhood memories of the Ijtema?
Ooh, my childhood is a long time ago, isn't it? That's Pakistan, really. And over there, Ijtemas are not held as we are lucky to be holding Ijtemas here. But my memories are from a very local level, where we used to be taken on a motorbike by a shaheed who was a martyr later on, Rana Riyaz Sahib Shaheed. He would pick us up from our home and take us to the local place, and we'd have preparations for a long time before the Ijtema would take place. So it was like was competitions in Lahore at that time. And also then we had Ilmi Rally, which was about the educational rally, because like almost a substitute for Ijtema, where we got together. So having said that, I mean, those memories are brilliant, but what we are seeing here in this country, and through MTA, the worldwide audience of MTA is seeing, is unprecedented, because now, with those memories I had, we took part. I remember late nights we used to have azan competition, and it was massive. People would come from Karachi, a far off place, and they would travel in much more difficulty than we do here, like even Ijtemas in other parts of the world. But in the UK, of course, we have luxury of having MTA now in this era, where everybody could watch on live, even Khuddam from outside the UK. Okay, so the next question is, what academic event do you enjoy taking part in the most? Raza, you go first.
If I had to answer that question, it'd be Ezan, because I generally like Ezan, and the first time I did Ezan, I was worried, when you do Hayya Salah, I thought I might go to the left.
Okay, so now you know that you go right first, Hayya Salah, twice, and then Hayya Salah. Okay, that's good. So did you do correctly at the end, or
yes.
Did you make a mistake? Well done. Ezaz?
Well, I enjoy them all, but I particularly like doing speech, as it builds my confidence, and so I think, and it's also helped in school a lot, because doing speech, you're doing it in front of loads of people. I was first really shy, but then now I've gone better at it.
So did people laugh at you at all the first time, or have you ever noticed any funny gestures given by other people around you when you make a speech in Qudam al-Ahmadiyya or Ijtema?
Me myself, I haven't really seen that.
No? So there's no need to be scared of?
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to be scared of.
Yeah? Okay, Raza and Ezaz. So what was or is your favourite sports competition or an activity at the Ijtema?
Oh, there's many. We have rock climbing now, we have football competitions, then we have zorbing.
Zorbing? What's that?
Oh, so you have a plastic ball around you and you play football with it.
Wow, that's interesting. The world's moved on.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, I really like all the activities. There's football, kabaddi. There's
kabaddi. That's interesting, right?
Yeah. There's also weightlifting, shot put, and rock climbing, like Raza said, and I
Yeah.
enjoy them all.
Have you not tried weightlifting yet, have you?
No.
Don't. Get taller first, inshallah.